Back to Jeffery on Star 106. Just leave that alone, Jamal. We got to move on with the program this afternoon. It's a pleasure to have Jamal with us from Newlife, France. You know, he is one of our regulars here. He's been away for a little bit down in Turks and Caicos, helping to bring those persons into a state of optimum health. We have a special treat this afternoon. We are inviting Latia to come and give us a testimony about the transformation that has occurred in her life. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You from the Bahamas?
Yes, I am.
Which part?
Right here, Nassau.
Anybody in Crooked Island, Auckland's Long Key, Rum Keys, San Salvador, Ragged Island? Anybody affiliated with you down in those parts?
I've heard that my grandfather is from Abaco.
Abaco. So
Which part? I don't know.
So you had nobody who may have been affected by the hurricane, recent Joaquin?
No.
Well, God be praised. Thank God for the lives that have been saved as a result of His grace. But I understand that you have been introduced to Newlife and you have a wonderful story to tell us. So you respond to my questions, okay?
Okay.
When did you first come into Newlife?
It was a couple of years ago, at least 5, 6, maybe even 7 years ago when they first opened.
Why?
Well, I went there because I had an allergy problem and I wanted to really lose weight. So that was my original reason for going there.
How did you find out about it?
I just one day walked into the store, just, what do you call it? Just shopping, just window shopping, and walked in.
Interesting.
And I was like, what is this and what do you guys do here?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much that's kind of how it went.
But you had a particular health condition, allergies.
Yes, really bad allergies. I was on steroids.
Really?
Yeah.
How long did you have allergies?
Oh, 10 years.
10 years. Yeah. Did the doctor identify why? Ever say that these allergies are caused by X or Y?
We didn't. They did not know at first. We knew eventually that it was being triggered by certain things, like pepper and berries and nuts. So the longer I had the allergy, the more allergies I got.
Mm.
So eventually, with my lips swelling, my face and breaking up with hives and my throat swelling, I had to go only on an EpiPen, but also steroids as a result.
Treatment here only in New Providence, the Bahamas, or
yes,
overseas?
I got treated right here. I went to the best and at doctors and paid a lot of money.
Did you get relief?
No.
So you went into this Newlife store,
mm-hmm.
and what happened?
I overheard Jamal talking to another lady about her having a problem, and he was mentioning that she couldn't go to the restroom. So I started to, of course, I became more curious about, okay, what's going on here? And, listening to him, I was like, well, if y'all can do that for her, what about allergies? That was my question. And he was like, oh, that's not a problem. I looked at him and I laughed because I thought he was crazy.
Because you were on steroids.
Yeah.
You had been treated for 10 years.
Yeah.
And for all intents and purposes, certainly no cure. And not much relief.
Not for allergies, that's what I was told.
And not much relief.
No relief.
And he no relief. And here's this guy saying
he can cure it.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
So
it
what
was
happened?
crazy. So I asked him, I did a consultation with one of my girlfriends. She let me sit in her consultation and we went pretty much from there. I said, well, if you can deal with her, again, what about me? And they said, okay, let's just give you a list of stuff to take. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But if it does, let me know. So I went about and I got every single thing that they told me to get.
Can you remember, at that time, crazy. Can you remember what these were?
Oh my God, Jamal, you're gonna have to help me. Okay, I
know
no,
tell what you remember.
The Collation,
Collation.
The female tonic, the special healing tonic.
Yeah.
I also had an iron problem, so I got some stuff for that. And
he told you how to take it?
Yeah.
And did you?
Of course I did.
When?
Because I wanted to prove him wrong.
When did you start?
I started as soon as I got home.
And what happened as soon as you started?
So I started first of all with the sea moss, and I started with the collation. And I went back the next day. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with you guys, but this don't taste good. How do I get this nasty bitter taste off my tongue? And they were like, okay, the sea moss. I was like, the sea moss? He said, yeah, you bought it yesterday. Blend it and make like a smoothie and drink it. And sure enough, it came off. And I was like, okay, so I'll take everything else and then I'll let you guys know how it goes. I had no problems after that. In a month, not only did I get rid of my allergies, not only did I lose weight, I also got pregnant.
Wait a minute, let's go back. How much weight did you lose?
I lost about 20 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
that shock you?
It did. It was those stubborn pounds that you cannot get off.
Okay.
It was those pounds I was trying to lose.
And what was the feeling that gave you the confidence that these allergy conditions are over?
By accident, I ate something that I was allergic to.
Right.
And I didn't break out. My throat didn't swell. I didn't have hives. I was fine.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, let me come to this pregnancy part.
Okay.
Why was that so surprising to you or joyful for you?
Well, at a very early age, I was told that I couldn't have kids by a very prominent doctor here.
Why?
She said that I had endometriosis.
Endometriosis,
Yes.
which is an inflammation of the lining of the
Yeah,
uterus.
and therefore you cannot, and also I had irregular menstrual, so therefore I cannot have a child.
Did you have problems as a result of the endometriosis, meaning doubling over pain on
Of
a
course.
consistent, regular basis?
Blackouts, you walk in and you just black out. The
Blackout.
pain is that severe, you just pass out.
Did they tell you of any possible remedies?
There was nothing. Well,
Surgery. Okay.
surgery was the only remedy.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that God created our bodies to be cut and paste like we do with a computer.
Right.
So I opted.
So
not
did
to.
you ever accept in your life, well, I guess I'm not gonna have kids?
Of course. I told my boyfriend that the day that we met, I understand that you want a child. It's all nice, but it's not happening here. It's not coming from here. I cannot have kids.
Wow.
That was, I didn't want to be with somebody and lead them on and lie.
Right.
Just give them the break.
When you approached Jamal, did you, in the back of your mind, even though you may not have discussed it with him in the consultation, in the back of your mind, did you think, well, maybe there could be this as a remedy for potential fertility?
No,
Not a thought.
not even for a second.
As far as you were concerned,
This
done.
man is crazy.
Ah,
Immediately, yeah.
Wow.
This man is crazy.
so as a result, aside the benefit, as the result of your engagement with these products,
Uh-huh.
the allergies are gone, 20 pounds less,
Later,
and boom.
I was pregnant.
Wow.
I didn't even know I was pregnant. I actually called my girlfriend. I said to her, I don't feel so well, and I, did the test. And I see this like really dark pink line, because I've never been pregnant before. I see this really dark pink line, and then I see like a faded pink line. And she says, friend, I think you're pregnant. It's like, girl, you crazy. And I hung up the phone. I'm like, you're crazy. Then I called her back. I was like, I'll take another test. And she said, no, I'm serious. I think you're pregnant. It's like, but that's impossible. My doctor said I can't have any kids. So that cannot be. And sure enough, not even a day later, I went to my doctor and I was pregnant.
What did you say?
Well, she asked me, how did I do that?
How did you
I
do
turned
it?
and asked her, you tell me. Because you said I couldn't have kids.
Yeah.
So you tell me how did
And
that
this is a prominent gynecologist.
Very prominent.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. How old is your baby now?
My daughter is 2 years and 6 months.
Big timer.
Yeah.
Coming home.
Yeah.
But since that time, what bouts of allergic reactions have you had?
None.
Not one.
No. I couldn't, and when I say this, Jamal gets mad, but I could not eat KFC.
Could not.
My lips will come from the inside, they will come out. I will break out in really bad hives. I couldn't have it at all.
You would not have been good looking.
No, I was not.
Your lips
My
coming
face
out.
completely changes.
Wow.
Yeah, I have really bad allergies, and now I can eat it.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
What a time.
Yeah.
So are you still on the same protocol of products?
Yes, I am back on everything again.
What have you done, not only in terms of your own life personally, but what have you done to spread the word about Newlife to others who may be afflicted with conditions and who may not be getting the relief that they want?
I talk to every single person that I possibly can that I know and don't know that's having a problem. I've spoken to persons that I heard that have cancer, that has diabetes, hypertension, any disease, even again allergies. I speak to every single person that I possibly can, and I turn them on to Jamal or I turn them on to Sherman, whichever area they're in. If they're in Freeport, if they're in Nassau, I turn them on immediately. I hit him up so much. I know he's probably tired.
What about your doctor? When she asked, well, how did you do this? Eventually, I'm sure you must have told her.
Of course I told her.
And what did she say?
She didn't say.
She might have said.
Eventually, you know what she did?
What?
I got pregnant and again I started to get sick because I started to go back on the medicine. I had to get treated in the States and my doctor, I got really bad.
This is the medicine that you took for the allergies.
This is the prenatal vitamins. After I stopped, because once you get pregnant, I didn't know at the time that I could continue taking everything I did, and I did not. I went to the doctor, they put me on prenatals, and the medicine started making me sick. I actually had a bag worth of medicine. I was on drugs while I was pregnant. It got really bad. I ended up having to go to Florida, find a doctor over there. My iron was really low. I found out that I was anemic. And coming from there, when I came back here, I'd already paid for everything. I spoke to my doctor. She got pissed and told me to have a nice life.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like she didn't want to deal with you
No.
anymore. Have you?
I was no longer beneficial to her.
Of course. Have you seen her since?
No.
Not even talked to her?
No.
Never called you and asked you how things going? If you see her now, what would you say? Never mind.
I would just tell her thanks for nothing.
Ah, yeah. You wouldn't invite her to try New Life? Maybe it'll
I
change her
don't
life.
think she would.
You never know. You never know.
I don't think she would.
That kind of skeptic, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of skeptic. I know them. They are They are the medical fundamentalists.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think she would.
You know, the orthopractical, orthodoxical kind of practitioners.
But I hope that she would. If you're listening, I hope that you would try it. Turn your people over. There are a lot of women in the Bahamas that are having problems getting pregnant with infertility. You know, and instead of suggesting that medicine or their doctor's prescription,
Yeah.
then you could go to your
The
practice.
options.
Yeah.
Endometriosis still around?
No.
That's gone.
Gone.
What a time.
Yeah.
Bless
I don't
you,
even
Lizzie.
have pain anymore.
Amen.
I'm good.
Can you say the name of your baby?
Sure. Danielle.
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 That's beautiful. Well, you make sure and say hello to Danielle for us.
I would. They call him Miracle, actually.
Yes, I'm sure. That is beautiful. Latia, ladies and gentlemen, isn't that a beautiful story? Thank you very much. And she is so beautiful herself, Latia, coming in and talking about makeup. Makeup would have only destroyed that beauty that she is.
Also, I turned my mommy on, by the way. I
Mommy?
forgot to tell you that. I turned my mommy on.
Yeah.
She went into the doctor, and that's another story. Hopefully, she'll be coming in right now. She
Sure.
went into the doctor, and I told her to come at first. She didn't listen, but now she finally decided to, and I'll let her tell you her story.
Absolutely. When you met her the first time, Jamal, I'm talking about Latia, when you met her the first time, did she have the usual skepticism that most people have who have given the trust of their lives to the allopathic practitioners?
Yeah, I mean, like she said, when you hear somebody, you've been suffering for something for so long, over a decade, and then just fell in the corner, say, oh, that's easy. It's like, oh, he ain't taking my thing serious.
Yeah.
And then she went away, like Georgie Porgy, and I wasn't seeing her for over a year until I was in my office, and then knock and say, there's a lady out here to see you. And she came with this baby on her shoulder, patting the baby on the back. She said, you remember me? I said, I don't remember you. She said, remember the lady with the severe allergies? I said, wow, that's years ago. Why didn't you come back? She said, she moved, I think the Fort Lauderdale or something.
I was in Fort Lauderdale, yeah.
Yeah, and so she came back just to say thanks. Just to say thanks.
Yeah.
A lot of
Thank you for
people,
my daughter.
yeah, a lot of people will get healed and you don't ever see them again.
Yeah.
You know, Jamal came to me and said his friend is no longer on dialysis. And he sent him to New Life. But I don't know this guy that he's talking about. You see?
Interesting.
But she came back and she said, thank you.
How has your life changed, except of course that you are now a mother and you no longer have the doubling over pain of endometriosis, but from that other different standpoint of looking at life more expansively and recognizing that there are potentials out there that maybe some quote professionals don't want to give credit to.
I believe that for every single disease, there is a cure. I believe that the word disease comes from a body that's not at ease. And that could be not at ease with the medicine that you've already taken or the food that you're eating. I believe that the so-called medical professionals should come in and, maybe they should try it. Before you can say no to a project or product, you have to first of all try it. if or have an experience with it, and then or have a problem, or send somebody that has a problem, and if at the end of it their testimony doesn't say what you need to say, then you can then say, okay, I don't believe in this product. But for the most part, I don't think they try it. I think they just knock it before they even get an opportunity to see what the benefits of that product can do. So I would hope, pairing my story, again, with women or men or anybody that's suffering from anything.
I agree.
Trimix.
Trimix. But that also makes,
Constipated.
that's right, it makes you constipated.
Yeah.
So you're taking it for one thing and it's doing something
Creating
with
other
it.
problems.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Congratulations, man. That's beautiful. Well, victory to you.
Yeah.
You still stubborn? I had to just throw that one in quickly. I don't think you're stubborn anymore now. You got that beautiful granddaughter, and I'm sure you love playing with her.
Yes.
I see how closely you all walk up with each other when Latia was in here. That's beautiful. God bless you, man. I want to say congratulations to Brenda. Her name is Brenda Burrows. Oh, yeah. What a victory. We're going to get to a break here at Star 106, ladies and gentlemen. Jeffrey, don't forget to participate in our program by 376-3868. 376-3868. Yeah. And you can also tweet us at #JeffTalkShow. Coming back. Transformational victory in her own life through Newlife. Really, it's a joy, man. Thanks a lot. You've got some new stuff on the scene. I've got some feedback. Where's that coming from? You got some big time feedback, Mr. Producer. Where's that coming from? But anyhow, you got some new products on the scene. Tell us about them. For instance, we talked about the CC4, but before we do that, I've got a play on by Miss Strawn.
Yeah.
There's an interview that we had with Miss Strawn, who was also giving a testimony about some powerful intervention in her life.
Yeah, she's actually calling from Cuba.
Calling from Cuba.
Yeah, they went to the port, put the port in for chemo after a month of taking Newlife products.
What is this?
Yeah.
And she went down to Cuba to put in the port for the chemo.
Yeah.
And when she got there, well, she's going to tell us about some new stuff that you want to tell the people about. What is CC4?
Cell cleanser to the fourth power. Alkylation to the fourth power.
Really? More powerful than chelation?
Yeah, we use it for persons with calculus. A lot of persons.
Calculus?
Calcification. They call calculus stones. Kidney stones, gallstones, colorectal cancer. A lot of mucus that is hardened like rock inside the body.
What?
Arteriosclerosis. We use it to break up calcification and inflammation and remove putrefaction of the system that has become morbid and rancid. So it works in rinsing. It's a cellular rinsing of over 32 trillion cells are cleansed simultaneously. This is good because this don't only clean the colon, which is very important. It also cleans the liver, the kidneys, the lymphatic system, the urethra, the pancreas, the gallbladder, and of course the largest organ, which is the skin.
Yeah.
It cleanses the entire system simultaneously. You see? And this helps to maintain homeostasis.
How do you take it?
Well, you take 2 tablespoons
Per week?
No, per day.
Per day?
Yeah.
Boy, you go through all that cleanse, you may have nothing left
Well, you
after you finish with all of that.
Well, a lot of us are like John Wayne.
Yeah.
You know John Wayne story, right?
Died with how much? 40 pounds of
He's walking around with 40 pounds of
fecal matter.
undigested fecal matter,
40
bioaccumulation.
pounds.
Yes.
Good God.
And Elvis
It was a
Presley.
garbage dump.
Elvis Presley too, when they did the biopsy on him.
Let me ask you this. You know Lamar Odom was found
Yes.
unconscious as having taken
Yes.
too much drugs and so on and so forth. I'm sure you would be delighted to have him as a patient for 3 months. What would be the first set of things you would do
Well,
with him?
I
He as a
never
person, after he gets back on his
Yeah.
feet to some extent, what would be the kind of things you would do with somebody like him?
Well, he need constant herbal convalescence, which will be focusing primarily on the liver and the kidneys, removing those toxins that is impede and overburden the glomerulus in the kidneys. We need to flush out all of those toxins and those carcinogenic substances that is just making the body anaerobic and causing a yeast and a mold condition in his body. He need a cellular rinsing. He need those cells that has been damaged. They need regeneration. They need to be revamped, and he need renovation. His body need renovation from the toe up to the crown of his head. And so it's a liver cleanse first, and systematically we're gonna cleanse his blood. There is no place in your body your blood don't go.
Yeah.
So once the blood is healed and clean and back to what we say homeostasis, then you don't have to worry about other part of the body, glands and organs being offended. Even if they are offended to the point of breakdown, especially the liver, it can be repaired.
Okay. All right. What is the new challenge that you observe when we started our conversations years ago? You of course had, the same things that pretty much still today, that is your diabetes, your hypertension, and so on. But what are you noticing now that is creeping into the repertoire of challenges, medical health challenges that you see Bahamians and are beginning to produce more and more of when they come with consultations to you?
We see a lot of stress, which alone can cause secondary opportunistic diseases. Stress alone, there's a recent research that says 3 weeks of chronic stress can lead to a 3-centimeter tumor in the prostate or in the breast. So stress alone contributes, because what stress does, especially chronic stress, it shuts down the digestive system.
Wow.
So if your body switches from a parasympathetic to sympathetic mode, then your body cannot digest the food. And if you do eat food while you're stressed out, which many of us are doing, then the food will poison you that you eat, which again leads to other disease. Wow. So stress is the primary, and it's because of the murder, it's because of the financial straits that we are in, and it causes us to forget when God say, "By your daily bread." You see, we start worrying about yesterday, we start worrying about, and so this is the cause, and this is what's going to lead me into the next one, which is cancer. See, when me and you spoke years ago, I told you that hypertension and diabetes was a major concern.
Yes.
Well, it's no longer a major concern because it's accepted. Everyone have it now. So the new disease now, since everybody comfortable and accept that I'm going to either get diabetes or I'm going to continue living with it, or I am taught how to manage it. Or don't worry, my sugar's under control, my pressure's under control. By being under control, meaning I'm taking my medicine, and my medicine is keeping it controlled, and if I stop my medication, it's going to spiral out of control. But this contradicts Psalms 103 because God said, "I will take away all of your disease."
Right.
He didn't say, "But the exception of diabetes."
Yeah.
So when you look at diabetes and hypertension being diseases that basically everybody in the Bahamian South, and like me and you discussed, 90% of the populace is obese. That's really scary.
It is.
And so we see cancer now, all ages. People come to my office with cancer.
Wow.
And when you look
What is
at,
the primary cause?
well, according to Dr. Otto
Times
Warburg,
past used to be, of course, men smoking or fat in the diet. What is it now that is contributing so much?
it's a combination of things. It's from the deodorant you put under your arm with laced with mercury and parabens, and it's the things we brush our tooth with, these fluoride toothpaste. It's the things we put on our hair. As simple as your wife going to a manicure to get a nail do, and while she's sitting there, the lady opposite is wearing a mask. She's not wearing that mask for pretty. She's wearing that mask because she was taught that there's some chemical substances in this stuff on your nail that if you inhale it, it could give you cancer and other disease. But we said, right, our wives will sit there and inhale this stuff, and when they get cancer, they'll be like, "What did I do wrong?" As men, the shaving cream that we use have some carcinogenic substances that are banned in certain countries. Certain things we wash our clothes with, the water we drink, the water we bathe with, the stuff in the pool, the stuff, the chemicals, the preservative, the additives, the dyes and the colorants and the deodorants that's in the food. These are highly carcinogenic substances, and then a lot of the food are genetically altered or genetically modified. Russia, France, and Germany just banned all genetically modified organisms from coming in their country.
Germany just recently.
Yes. And the
Shut it down.
papaya that comes in the country are banned in 150 countries, but we allow it here. 150 countries ban it. Why? Because it have carcinogenic substances. And it's a view based on research in these countries that some of these, even fruits and vegetation, will lead to cancer because of the fertilizer they're grown with and because of the chemicals that's in it. Some of these fruits have a chemical sprayed on it to activate it to ripe. We see sugar apple and sea grapes and hairy mango. If you don't catch that when it ripens, You have to wait till next year. You can't say, well, let me make the food that we eat, what I call computerized food, digital food, Facebook food. These are food that when you run out, you could go to the computer and say, let me make some more. So we are eating computer food. So the food we're eating have no nutritional value, and so we supplement it. But the supplementation that we are using are laced with formaldehyde and aspartame and acephone K and these different chemicals that are highly carcinogenic. They are excitotoxins. And then the MSG is in basically everything, but they change in the names. There's about 20 different names for MSG. So if just because you don't see MSG in the substance, don't mean it's not there. If you see autolyzed yeast extract, that's a form of MSG. So it's because deception, and at Newlife, Sherman and I, we are on the cutting edge of researching. We believe that you should never use information you attained 20 years ago to become a nutritionist to recommend the Alkalines information based on 20 years ago, because they are constantly changing these names. That's deception. They are constantly changing these different things. So the cancer is a lifestyle. If somebody tell you, even somebody that has a double mastectomy, both of their breasts are off, and they are declared cancer-free by their physician, and they go home and continue to live a cancer-causing life, you see what I'm saying? Then are you really healed from cancer?
Exactly.
So the perception of cancer and many, many different maladies have to change. And that's what Newlife are doing. We changing the perception. I'm a farmer. I'm still a farmer. I have 2 farms. And I've got into farm because the stuff in the food store no more, you can't trust it. So now we are forced, I have to take the lead now and start farming. I have watermelon, I have okra, sweet pepper, tomatoes. These are things I'm farming.
What about this? Nerve damage.
Well, we use magnesium and we use, again, iron. Because once you have iron, it's magnetic. So it pulls other mineral that is deficient towards it. And cells do regenerate. It do regenerate.
Been going to Jamal from he was in his house on and off, still go, but is on pension now and can't really afford the products now. How can I be helped, Jamal?
Well, come to Newlife, I'll call the number and we will help you. If you're one of those customers who've been with me from that time.
My wife has severe sinus problems. Her ENT, throat specialist, says she needs operations. Can we help? Can you help her before we go down that road of an
The first thing to do is cut out the dairy. Cut out dairy products.
All dairy.
All dairy. Dairy.
Now, some people think dairy only happens to be milk and butter and cheese. Could you show them what else is dairy?
Well, chicken abortion, what you call eggs. We call it chicken abortion. There are many different derivatives like yogurts and which people take for probiotics, which I endorse. I do believe, especially if you've been taking antibiotics, that you need probiotics to recolonize those colonies.
Yes.
Those
To the colon.
Yes. And so what happened is we take probiotic, but we have it in the form of reishi. We have it in the form of the masila, the chatika. These are herbs rich in probiotics. But in addition to taking probiotics, you also need prebiotics, which is the food of these these good bacteria in the gut flora. So in addition to taking probiotics, we also need prebiotics because those healthy bacteria, they live in organism. They defecate, they urinate, but the urination is your electrolytes, is your potassium, is the different things that the body utilizes for energy. And the bad bacteria, they put the body in an anaerobic state. So we want to colonize or strengthen the colony of the healthy bacteria. Okay?
The worst thing you could do is surgery.
Yeah, so
a sinus problem.
But sinus is easy.
Sinus is a problem that's caused by your diet.
Yes.
Very, very simple.
It's easy.
And like Jamal says, particularly black people, they cannot handle dairy. The body is not designed for dairy. Cut it out. Not cut it down, cut it out. Just eliminate it completely. So it's all butter, milk, cheese, and all of that which goes with that. So you got your macaroni and cheese, that's gone. Yeah. All of your mayonnaise, out of the question. So on and so forth.
Yes.
Okay? You got all these guava duff that's made out of butter and milk and all that. Out.
Yeah.
Done with. Finished. Over. No more. Finished. Yes. Not down. Not cut it down. Cut it out. For good. And therefore you will see an immediate cessation in the sinus conditions, and within a couple of months you will be completely cured.
Well, we make cheese from avocado. We take the avocado pear and we season it up, and you would not know that's not cheese. We also make a cheese pasta from almonds and walnuts and Brazil nuts. And when you eat it, you bite your fingers off.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So it's about Newlife again, being proactive and training persons on what to eat.
Now, I want to, before we run out of time, we only have 2 minutes, but here's a new product, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Seaweed.
Seaweed formula is excellent. It's focused for psychosis. It's a sea moss. that's sea moss. Let's say sea moss to the 10 power.
Okay.
It's a stronger version of the sea moss, and when you take it, away goes your pain in 20 seconds. Away goes, it helps to burn fat, it removes dead cells of the body. It helps to renovate and strengthen the body, afford you all those minerals. So when you take that with the sea moss,
Arthritis. Exercise-induced arthritis or arthritis, period. What are we looking at?
arthritis, when you say arthritis, all you're saying is you have inflammation in the joints.
Right.
And what causes the joints to break down? Acid. Acid causes that. When acid accumulates, it settles in the weakest part of the body, which is the joint. So what we do is we cleanse the acid away from the joints. And we afford you a lot of calcium. It helps to rebuild the ligaments, the tendons, the connective fibers and tissue.
Which product?
And well, the sea moss is the best product. And we also have a salve, the healing salve, which has eucalyptus, Lara, and Santa Maria.
So you need plenty sea moss.
Sea
to
moss
assist that if you got a bad condition of arthritis.
Exactly. Drink a lot of sea moss, drink the seaweed formula, and go swimming in the salt water.
Really?
That's the best thing for that.
Beautiful. Well, listen, man, it's a pleasure. How can people get in touch with you and New Life?
323-6080 or 1. And they can hit us on Facebook, Newlife Natural Vegetation Self-Food Limited, or our website, newlife1020.com. And in Freeport, if you're listening, we at 3525433. But I'll be at the store all day tomorrow. And so you can come
Where's
in.
the store?
East Street South in the plaza. That's the Independence Business Park in the plaza, right? With Dunkin' Donuts and those right there. Right there. So,
And don't stop by Dunkin' Donuts.
yeah, come straight to New Life and get a new life. And ladies and gentlemen, as I leave, remember Psalms 103. It says, God will take away all of your disease. And how are you going to do it? Jump straight to Psalms 104 and 14. God made the grass for the cattle, and He made the herbs for the service of mankind. So we should be servicing our body with herbs. Remember that.
Appreciate it, my brother. Thanks a lot, man. Always come back and see us. God bless, ladies and gentlemen. Have a safe weekend. News coming up right now on Star 106. For those viewing us by Cable Bahamas Channel 5, God bless you. I want to say hello to my friend in Eleuthera. Yeah, Claudette, nice to say hello to you in Eleuthera. Yep.
Oh yeah, we're offering free consultation too, so make sure come in and get the
When?
life-changing consultation for the whole month. The whole month.
Where?
At New Life, Freeport and Nassau.
Free consultation.
Free consultation. That's coming and book it.
All right, not a problem. Again, give me those numbers.
323-6080
Zero.
6080 or 6081.
Yeah.
323-0075.
Right.
And Freeport is 352-5433, or you could just send us an email at newlife1020@gmail.com.
That's 1020.
Yes.
Yeah.
At gmail.com, and we will respond to your email.
And of course, go by tomorrow morning, beginning at 9 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, at the Independence Shopping Center. That is at the roundabout of East Street, East-West Highway. And there you will see Jamal and Mr. Sherman and others who will give you a free consultation for the entire month of October. Go to New Life and get a new life. Jeffrey, God bless news coming this way right now.